I'll let you know a little bit about Rob before we hear from him. He helps to build a global enterprise, which is the one we've mentioned, that is focused on an Australian developed environmentally sustainable solution to extract pollutants like oil from our environment. So I'm really excited to hear more about that. So that's why my initial question to you, Rob, is if you could tell us in developing the startup, you were supported by ANSTO's Nandon Innovation Centre. Could you explain a little bit about what you were doing there, and also explain that key technology, your gyroid sponge technology, and what that does?
Thanks very much, Lee, and pleasure to be a part of this innovation series by ANSTO. So Source started primarily as a solution to collecting oil in marinas from basically bilge stocks. The product was a discovery rather than a process of innovation purely in a lab. It was driven, as we say, by necessity. It's been advanced by science and it's backed by research. And what we did initially, as I said, it was used in marinas, but the Central Coast Council and the federal government ran a program called Changemakers back in 22, and I was looking at Tuggerah Lake, which was starting to suffer degradation through various things from volatile organics, hydrocarbons, and other chemicals, and I wanted to prove that it was coming through the stormwater system. So we deployed the Tuggerah Estuaries and Stormwater Trial Test as a part of the Changemakers program. That was a federally funded program. And the results from that told us that our gyroid sponge was able to do a lot more than just pick up oil. What advanced us a long way was the relationship with ANSTO. Professor Dr. Richard Bernardi, who was a senior fellow, distinguished fellow at ANSTO until July last year, had looked at the sponge under one of your powerful microscopes and realized that what this sponge was more than just a sponge. It was a gyroid structure that has some chemical properties, some physical properties, and then some indeterminable or indescribable properties that allows it not only to collect hydrocarbon and be hydrophobic, but our live in-field demonstrations have shown a capacity to capture PFAS at a fairly high rate. About 80% of PFAS is removed from water in the first pass through. Volatile organics, the full range of hydrocarbons. It even picks up nanoplastics and heavy metals. So it's an amazing discovery. As I said, working with ANSTO, we're looking forward to exploring how we can bring it to the market globally. We've opened up in India. We have SOAR India, the SOAR UK, and we're about to announce expansion into Malaysia, Taiwan, and Vietnam. And that's basically because the product can be deployed in freshwater, in saltwater. It can be used in pigging. So, we've heard from, what the sort of chemicals can do to the environment in either the water-based or land-based or in the air. And the product we have can do all of that. And so really it's understanding how we can best modify this product to take to the world.